Hello guys, today is episode 3 of Unturned Thoughts, Ideas, and Features. Now, I got a reply on my episode 2 talking about how the sites would be overpowered and how I'm just coming up with these ideas to make bayoneting easier for me. The reason that I came up with the loose ammo is mostly for traps, or maybe you found an empty gun the player dropped. Like, you got a bad spawn in the middle of a forest and you found a gun the player dropped that had no ammo. You're looking at, you can't find ammo for it, but it has a magazine in it, say like with the... But let's remove empty magazines from this equation. I have a, let's say, M9 handgun. And then I'm going to town and I find no magazines. Like let's say the ammo only spawns in like military bases. There's going to be no chance of me finding an M9 mag in a city. But with the loose ammo idea, would fix that. It would give you a chance to find ammo for your gun. I mean, like, the M9 takes 9mm rounds, of course. So it would help with that, in my opinion. Some people have their opinions. I respect that idea. But it's all up to Greg as well. The creating guns, you shouldn't be able to like spawn in, play for 2 minutes, and be able to make an assault rifle. This, you're going to need to find a rifle bolt, a barrel, iron sights. Then you got to find like several pieces of wood. You got to find a trigger, and you got to find much more, like maybe some scrap metal and such to make the rest of it. You're not gonna, the way I'm thinking of this, you're not gonna be able to spawn in, play for 2 or 3 minutes in one life, and have a makeshift assault rifle. At best, you probably play for maybe 30 minutes to an hour in one life, and you might be able to make a nailed 22 rifle. The sight should not look this good. This is mostly military style. I just drew this to look the best. And they should not look this good. Of course, they should have their own little variations. Maybe they should be a crafting skill, so like crafting up the sights. Like say I'm got no skills in crafting, there's a high chance that my crafting is going to look very messed up. So like normal red dot sight, the aimer's in the middle where the bullet's going to land. I have no crafting skills, and my guy completely messes up the crafting, and the red dot sight is all the way up in the corner of the optic. So there should be a random chance of that, and like the better skill you have, the better sights you make, and the lower chance of that happening. Let's get on some of the new ideas. Over here, I have the spear. This is to be used as a melee weapon. It's supposed to have good range and have fairly good damage. Maybe the same damage as a knife in Unturned V1, probably. But that's just a basic idea. I'm not really planning on that being added. Just sort of a melee idea. Nail board. Now, since guns have modifying abilities as attachments, I think melee weapons should have modifications. It's like you can get a 2x4 maybe, or a baseball bat. You have some nails. You can craft a nail bat, or you just modify your weapons. Maybe you have a couple pieces of scrap metal. You attach that to your weapon through some means, and you make the weapon heavier, resulting in slower swing speed but more damage per hit. Or these modified weapons just spawn in, like you get the 2x4, and then you can find a nailed 2x4. Next, over here, if you're wondering what this is bullet drop. Now, I'm not that good. The bullet just like goes there and then sort of lifts up and then down. But this just simulate bullet drops. Like you fire it and it just goes down over time. I think this is already going to be added, so I'm going to be really happy if it is. Next, now this was in Dead Zone as well. I hope it's in Unturned. It's probably hard to see, but let me recolor it. You can see it better. There we go. So, broken bones. Oops. Sorry about that. But I think broken bones should be added in Unturned. I know a lot of people complained about broken bones when I'd play Dead Zone, how they could never find splints and such. But I think if you get shot in the leg by a gun of a certain power level, or like certain blood damage level, it should break your leg. So like, no getting shot in the leg by a 9mm or a 22 bullet and your leg's broken. And not like where you fall like 3 feet, your leg's automatically broken, sort of like in DayZ. Of course, DayZ has its glitches and such with broken legs, and that's not too uncommon. As well, the last idea I had was this. This is, if you play DayZ, you'll know what this is. It's the blood level. Oops. But what I had in mind here would be bleeding in Unturned. I mean, bleeding really wouldn't do much damage, but it would be a danger after a while, or if you're low on blood. I heard a lot of people would complain in Dead Zone on how they can never find bandages as well, which I think that was complete bullcrap, because I found I had like stacks and stacks of bandages. But I'm not talking about Dead Zone. But I think this should be added, and since you can craft bandages in Unturned, or at least I hope you can, this would help with that, with bleeding being added, so it's not OP. And so, it just adds this new aspect to the game. It's like, I have to think, every time I get shot by a bullet, I'm going to bleed. I think any type of bullet will make you bleed. Melee, I think only bladed melee should make you bleed, and zombies should only have a chance to make you bleed. So like, maybe a 25% chance when you get hit by a zombie, you're bleeding. And if you get hit by a blunt melee, like say for the hammer, for example, you do not bleed since it's blunt, and it's only blunt force trauma, which is what it does. And blades, such as like the knife, maybe katana, machete, and probably other bladed weapons, would also make you bleed. So like you get hit by a blade, it makes you bleed. Something, so like the nail board and a spear would make you bleed, because the spear's obviously bladed, because it has a sharp end on it, which you use to stab. The nail board has nails, and if I got hit by it, of course I'd bleed. That is if I'm alive, because I mean, that thing is a terrifyingly dangerous weapon in real life. So, I think that'd be great. I know there's going to be people complaining that broken legs are just going to ruin the game. I think instead of like in DayZ where you can only crawl when you have a broken leg, I think you should be able to allow it to walk. You can't sprint like in Dead Zone, but you can walk. Because I'm thinking about it, in real life, sure, a broken leg is going to hurt, it's going to be hard to walk, but you can walk. And you might be able to run. I'm not sure. I've never had a broken leg, so I wouldn't know about that. But I think broken legs should be added, and something like maybe splints or just something will fix it. And maybe makeshift splints, like using a couple of sticks, like a stick and a bandage or something, and you can make a splint. And that would allow you to fix your broken legs and such. Bleeding would not be that bad. I would love to see that. And making your weapons and modifying them, I think, would be a great idea. But let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe improve upon these ideas. I'm going to try and make my ideas better over time. So I will revisit some of these old ideas for the purpose of making them better.